this uh, motivation or making you to attend class. As I told you, it is for your good future, your future to be bright. Okay, so hope you will understand it. Okay, is my screen visible, students? PPT screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so good morning all. Moving on to module 1 introduction. Probably today is our last class with respect to module 1. So as a recap, I had told you the analysis of recursive algorithm associated with its general plan. The last example which we saw was Tower of Hanoi problem and problem types. I think I had told you about the various problems which are there existing in the computer science field, for which we are trying to find algorithms which are more efficient, more comfortable, right? So we have seen certain stuffs there. And agenda for today's class, as I said, so I'm dealing with the analysis of recursive algorithms. The last example, example 3, the recursive algorithm to find number of digits in binary representation of a number. And I think you all remember we had dealt this algorithm even in non-recursive. You remember it? Yes, students? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I think if you could recall it, the analysis gave me it belonged to which class of order of growth? Sorry, to which order of growth? The final analysis belonged to which order of growth when we solved this example in
Logarithmic, ma'am.
logarithmic? And I think the basic operation was the condition, and I think the condition executed how many times? Log of n to the base 2 plus 1. Okay, one extra than that, what we just saw. Now we have to deal with recursive algorithm. Okay, so followed with an assignment I have for you all. So before we go, as usual, I am just giving you the brief introduction to the general plan. First is identifying the input size, that is n. Second is what? Identifying the quickly
Basic operation.
operation. And the third is checking whether the basic operation depends on the input size, or it depends on only it also depends on the type of input. So as you all know, if it is dependent on the type of input, wherein for the same value of n, the number of comparison varies, or number of times the basic operation execute varies, right? So we have to go for worst, best, and the average. So as we all know, in the recursive algorithm, we will be setting up something called as a recurrence relation with an appropriate initial condition that we have seen. And finally, we will solve the recurrence relation using which method? Which method, students?
Backward substitution.
Method. And as I had already told you people, there are two methods. The second method we will discuss in module 2. Right now, the backward substitution method we have to know, and then express it using the orders of growth. Okay. So moving on to our next example, that is the recursive algorithm to find the number of digits in the binary representation of a positive decimal integer. Okay. So quickly, I'll just go through the algorithm. Okay. Then we'll see whether the design that I have made will give me the right uh, output or the expected output. Okay. So I have a function or the algorithm named as binary recursive. The purpose, as you all know, is to find the number of digits in the binary representation of the number recursively. So you have to mention that keyword recursively. Input is the positive integer. Output will be the number of digits in the n binary representation. Okay. So as you all know, for the recursive algorithm, we have to devise two cases. One is the base case, and we have to take the general case. Okay. So the base case, what I am trying to assume here. So as I told, it is a positive. What is the base case number that I take? What is my base case, students? As I've told, it's a positive decimal integer. What is my base case? What is the minimum value of n which I can take?
1, ma'am.
Okay, so you all know the base case is very simple now. If n is equal to 1, then return what? How many digits are there in the binary representation of 1?
1, ma'am.
1. Simple. Right? If n equals to 1, then return 1. See, I am telling it is positive. So 0 is neither a positive, negative. You all know that. Okay. And you also know that researchers are trying to give us sign to 0 to. Okay. That's a different issue. Let us not go through it. Else, if my value of n is greater to 1, then recursively I will call this method. So what is my general case? My general case looks like this. Binary recursive n by 2. So what is that I'm doing? Calling the function for the value of n divided by 2. By taking what's value? Exactly half I'm taking. What is the symbol indicating, students?
Floor value, ma'am.
Floor value. So I will call the function again for a value of n that is halved. Halved in sense divide by 2. Then I'll compute the binary recursive of n divided by 2, right? Then add it with 1 plus 1. Are you understanding? So I will just find out what do I mean by this? I will find out the number of digits available in the binary representation of the number n by 2 plus 1. Okay, right? So if I take 5, so if I take n as 5, what am I trying to do? I am just trying to find out the number of digits available in 5 by 2. What is 5 by 2, students? 5 by 2 is what? Floor seal value of 5 by 2 is how
2,
much?
ma'am.
2. So number of digits available in binary recursive, that is in the number 2, right? Plus 1. That will give me the answer. How many digits are there in value 2? How many digits are there in value 2 in the binary representation of 2?
2 digits, ma'am.
2 plus 1. So that is 3. 5 is having 3 digits, 101, isn't it? So I will just apply this binary case till I reach the base case. Okay. So before we go for the analysis, let me take this example. Whatever I just told. You can just observe. Binary recursive of 5. Can you observe, students? Binary recursive of 5. You can observe that it will not go to base case, rather it will go to general case. What is the general case now? Binary recursive n by 2. What is n by 2 now for me? 5 by 2. It's floor value plus 1. Again, I am calling this function again for the value of what, ma? What is 5 by 2 floor value? What is 5 by 2 floor value, students? What is
2,
it?
ma'am. 2.
2. 2.5 it is. Since I am taking its floor value, right? It is just 2. Again, it will call binary recursive of 2 is nothing but you can observe that n is not equal to 1. I go to the general case. Again, binary recursive 2 by 2. So you all know 2 by 2 is how much now? How much is it? 1. Simple 1. And floor value is also 1 plus 1. But I will again call the function that is binary recursive of 1. Will binary recursive of 1 again call the function or it is reached the base case?
Reach the base case, ma'am.
So you can observe that n is 1. So it returns what value, ma?
1, ma'am.
Okay. And you can observe that this one which is returned will go back to the place where binary recursive of 1 was called. Remember, you should know this for module 2, very important, how recursive functions will work. Okay, you should not be blank when I do module 2, right? If you don't know, take your own example, sit and do. That will be better. Okay, so binary recursive of 2. Who called binary recursive of 1? Binary recursive of 2 called, right? That value will now be, that is 1 will be replaced here, right? 1 plus 1 is how much now? How much is it?
2, ma'am.
2. Who called binary recursive of 2? Which function?
Binary recursive of 5.
Of 5. This value will be returned to binary recursive of 5. The function binary recursive of 5. Okay. And 2 plus 1 is now what, students? 3. My answer is 3. This is how the recursive function works. Right? And you can observe that the value, the number of digits present in 5. In the binary representation, you can see it is 101. That is how many digits we have? We have 3 digits. Do you all agree with me, students? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next, moving on to the analysis. First step, as you all know, what is the input size? What is the input size?
The decimal number.
Number. The positive decimal integer is your n. That is your input size. Now, whatever you give, that is your input size. Next, step 2 is to identify the basic operation. So before we identify the basic operation in the algorithm, okay, so in the algorithm, tell me which is the basic operation statement which actually gives your solution to the problem. Which is that which is giving solution to your problem. So usually in the recursive algorithm, which is your basic operation statement? Base case or the general case, students?
General case, ma'am.
The general case. Base case is the only one which executes once, not many times. You can see base case is executed only once, but you can see the general case will be executed more than once. More than once, okay? So now the basic operation in your algorithm, first I'll give the basic operation statement. That is your general case, binary recursive n by 2 plus 1. Okay. Then what is your basic operation here? What is your basic operation? What are you trying to do to get the answer? What is the basic operation you are doing? Students, what are you doing here to get the answer once you reach the base case? Once you reach the base case, what is your basic operation? Student, addition. So see, this is how you should identify, right? General case is your basic operation. Once you reach the base case, what are you trying to perform? What are you trying to do? It is your addition, right? So the basic operation statement is this, and the basic operation is the number of additions made by the algorithm. How many additions you are making? That's very important. That's what your basic operation you have to do, right? Now, you can continuing with the analysis. Step 3, identifying whether the number of times the basic operation is executed depends only on the input size n, or it also depends on type of input. We can observe that the additions made here is only depending on the input size, not any type of input. There's nothing type of input here. Positive, I'll give positive only. If I had given integer, then I could have thought of giving negative number, what happens, like that. So positive, there is nothing type of inputs to be given. So it only depends on the input size. Okay. So I need not have to go for worst case, average case, and best case, not required. Step 4 is now setting up the recurrence along with the initial condition for identifying the number of times the basic operation is executed. Now, what is the number of times basic operation that's been executed? For me is the number of additions made. So I identify number of additions as A of n. You could have written C of n just to have that feeling, number of additions. A means the number of additions made. Okay. Now, can anybody just give information with respect to number of additions made? Looking at this, number of additions made. What is number of additions made to compute the number of digits for n is equal to what? Recurrence relation. Students, can anybody give me, looking at this statement, a of n is equal to what? Students,
A of n by 2 plus 1.
okay. Neha, a of n by 2 plus 1. Can you justify, Neha, if it's possible from your side? A of n by 2 plus 1, how?
Ma'am, because like it calls the recurrent function binary rec n by 2.
Yes,
So it's a of n by 2, and plus 1 is because it returns a value, right? So
yes. So, some extent, fine. Anybody would like to add to it? Anything is missing, or anybody would like to add to it? Okay. So, almost almost correct. The recurrence relation now could be set like this. The number of additions made, I have to find out the number of additions made for computing binary recursive of n by 2. So, binary recursive of n by 2, I'll have to first find out how many additions are made for this. So, what do I write now? A of n by 2 plus I need one addition, one more additions is made by the algorithm to increase whatever the value is returned by binary recursive of n by 2 by 1. So I write binary recursive of n by 2 plus 1. Isn't it? So I have to just find out how many additions are made for computing this plus one addition that I make to increase the returned value by 1. Isn't it? So, this now leads to the recurrence. A of n is equal to A of n by 2 plus 1 for n greater to 1. So, I am not using this floor symbol, not required. So, for recurrence relation, we just write A of n equals to A of n by 2 plus 1. Can anybody conclude me the initial condition? What is our initial condition? This is my recurrence relation. What is the initial condition? A of, what is the
A of 1 is equal to 1.
A of 1 is equal to
1.
how is A of 1 equals to 1? When n equals to 1, you make one addition. That's what you mean to say. When n equals to 1, you are making one addition.
Sorry, ma'am. A of 1 is 0, ma'am.
A of 1 is equal to 0. Okay. A of 1. That means when n is 1, I am not making any addition. Isn't it so? I just written 1. So no addition. 0 additions are made. There might be case where you do 1 in some other algorithm. But here there is nothing. I'm just returning the value 0. Okay. Next, this is set. I have to now solve the recurrence relation using backward substitution method. Okay. So we have the recurrence relation, which is looking like this for me. A of n is equal to A of n by 2 plus 1 for n greater than 1. And the initial condition A of 1 is equal to 0 for n equals to 1. All right. Now, this recurrence relation, so you have n by 2. Okay. So slightly, the backward substitution method might lead to some complications. Okay. Complications in sense, you might not be able to solve it rightly. Okay. So just to make solving when the input size is reduced by half or reduced by 4 or whatever it is, right? So we, the researchers have found some shortcut method, some assumptions to be made. Assuming what, that n is a power of 2 power k. Assuming that n is 2 power k. That means to say, since n is divided by 2, I assume that n is a multiple of 2. Understanding? So n is equal to 2 power k. That's one reason. The other reason is, assuming n equals to 2 power k will give you the right answer for order of growth for all values of n. See, when I assume when n is odd number, things may not be that very fine. Okay. So assuming that n is equal to 2 power k, so you have to analyze differently. When n is positive, what is the time complexity? When n is when n is odd, what is the time complexity? When n is even, what is the time complexity? You will have to analyze separately and sit. That's not possible for us, right? So we just assume that n is a multiple of 2. So when n is a multiple of 2, you all know that n is what number, even or odd? When n is a multiple of 2, it's even or odd, students? Students, when n is
Even, ma'am.
even. So we assume that when n is even, whatever complexity we get, almost it is the same for all values of n, irrespective of it being odd or a even. Okay. So do not have to scratch your head much that what is it. So you just assume that n is to be a power of 2. Sorry, multiple of 2, that is 2 power k. The rule is smoothness rule, they call. Okay. And to be frank, even for Tower of Hanoi, when n is even number of disks, when n is even number of disks, complexity is different. When n is odd number of disks, complexity is different. So they are analyzing that. If you want, you can Google it out and see. There are different analysis when n is odd, when n is even, like that. Okay, so for us, we make it, let us not make it complicated. We assume that n is even only, multiple of 2. Okay, so assuming that n is equal to 2 power k, we now substitute n equals to 2 power k in our recurrence relation, and we now have the recurrence relation like this. A of 2 power k is equal to A of 2 power k by 2 plus 1. And A of 1 I had. So instead of 1, what can I write in terms of a power of 2? Instead of 1, what can I write here? Students? What can I write?
2 power 0.
0 equals to 0. Okay. So this you do not have to write. This is not required. This is not required. So my recurrence relation looks like this. Okay. Now I will now consider the recurrence relation. Afterwards, I'll use the condition, not a problem, initial condition. So I'll consider A of 2 power k equals to A of 2 power k by 2 plus 1. Okay. Can anybody tell me how can I write this A power 2 power k by 2? How can I write this?
2 power k minus 1.
I can easily write A of 2 power k equals to A of 2 power k minus 1 plus 1. Now you can easily go for backward substitution method. Things becomes easier here. Okay. Now you can see, considering this, start substituting using the backward substitution method. So what should I substitute? What is A power A of 2k minus 1 can be written as what? Students. How can I write A of 2 power k minus 1? How can I write this now? When we are having 2 power k, it is A of 2k minus 1 plus 1. So how do I write A of 2 to the power k minus 1? Speak out.
A of 2 power k minus 2 plus 1.
Yes. So when it was k, it became k minus 1. When this is k minus 1, this will be k minus 1 minus 1. It is k minus 2. So substitute A of 2k minus 1 is equal to as A of 2k minus 2 plus 1 in the above equation. So I'll just substitute like this. And remember, students, do not club this. If you are confident to generalize, you can club. But if you are not confident, try not clubbing it. But right, that is known only through your practice. Okay, next again, I'll substitute for a of 2k minus 2, a of 2 to the power k minus 2. So what is a of 2 to the power k minus 2 as? Or can write it as what? Students, what is the value that
A
I
of 2 power k minus 3 plus 1, ma'am.
plus 1? Yes. Substitute again a of 2 to the power k minus 2 as a of 2 to the power k minus 3 plus 1 in the above equation. So I will get like this. Okay. So if you want, you can go for again the substitution for this. But I think this is sufficient for me to generalize. Now, when I look at this equation, would you think, can I club this? Can I club this? Or can I perform the addition of all this once in order to generalize?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I will just write plus 3. Fine. Now, if you want, you can go for one more substitution. I think this equation now gives you that you can easily generalize. Okay. Can anybody generalize this for me? A of 2 to the power k is equal to?
A of 2 power k minus I plus I, ma'am.
So generalizing the above pattern for some value I, a of 2 power k is equal to a of 2 power k minus I plus I. Now, you can see there are two constants for me. K is there, I is there. But you all know that the final value should be in terms of what?
K, ma'am.
No.
N,
Final
ma'am.
N, ma'am.
n. So your time complexity should always is a function of n, the input size. Let's see how can we do that. Now, continuing with our way of solving. So as you all know, this is my equation that I have. Now what I should do? I should use the initial condition and get the value of I. Okay, what is my initial condition?
A of 1 is equal to 0, ma'am.
In terms of 2 power. 2 power.
A of 2 power 0 is equal
0
to
is
0.
equal to 0. And as you all know that, as I told you, you have to equate whatever is within the parenthesis. Yes. So you can see when the base are same, I can equate its what? When the
Powers,
powers, the exponents. So I will just equate k minus I equals to 0, where I get I is equal to k. So I will easily substitute this in the equation 1. What will happen when I substitute in the equation 1? A of 2 power k is equal to A of 2 power k minus k plus k. And you can observe that A of 2 power k is equal to A of 2 power 0 plus k. That is equal to what, ma?
K, ma'am.
I think I have made a mistake here. That's equal to A power 2 power 0, you know, is what, ma? What is it? A power, A
Zero,
of
ma'am.
0 is 0. Yes? Okay. 0. 0, A power 2 power 0, A of 2 power 0 is 0 for me plus k. And you now get A of 2k is equal to k. But then, as you all know, again, somehow I could now omit I. So I was represented in terms of k. I got omitted. Now I should represent k in terms of what? In terms
N,
of
ma'am.
n. So you all know that. What is this 2 power k? You know what is 2 power k equivalent to what? What did we assume?
N, ma'am.
N. So we assumed it to be n. So we know that we have to denote the above equation in terms of n. So I will use the assumption that I made, n equals to 2 power k, to find the value of k. So if I have to find the value of k, I think basic mathematics, if you know, what should I do to find the value of k for this assumption? Any idea?
Logarithm, ma'am.
Take log on both sides. Okay. So we have n equals to 2 power k. I will take log on both sides. So taking log on both sides, what will happen? Log of n is equal to log of 2 power k. So how do I write this, students?
Log of n is equal to k log 2, ma'am.
Yes, log of n is equal to k log 2. Then what is the value of k? K is equal to, what is k, ma? So I think that step is missed here. What is k? K is equal to
Log n by log 2, ma'am.
log n by log 2. So how can I write this log n by log 2, students? Can I write it like this? Log n to base 2? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
You people have learned this in your mathematics. If not so, also there's nothing great here. You can see, you can know it. Okay, there's no rocket science to know what is happening here. All right. So substituting the value of k in equation 2, we have equation 2 is the previous one, that is a power a of 2 power k equals to k. So you now get what? What's the next equation that I get? A of
N is equal to log n to the base 2, ma'am.
So what did you now observe? That the number of additions made is nothing but equal to log n to base 2. Now, if you have calculator, you can just check log of n. If at all n is assumed to be as 5, what do you get? What do you get? Log of 5 to base 2. How much do you get, students? I think it is 2.3 something.
Yes, ma'am. 2.32.
2.32. So since you are taking the floor value, right, in the first half of the, sorry, in the first part of the general equation, take its floor value there. So I make how many additions, students? How many additions do I make? 2.36 floor value. 2.
2, ma'am. 2, ma'am.
Additions. Yes. So I just conclude now A of 1 belongs to the order of growth, that is logarithmic. So theta, since it is no worst best, so on an average, any number you give, this is how it works. So if I just go back to check how I am doing in my example, okay, yes. Can you see how many additions I made? How many additions I made for n?
2, ma'am.
You can see one addition here, one addition here. So totally I did only 2 additions. Is that clear? Yes or no, students? Yes,
ma'am.
with me? Yes. Okay. So we can now just tell that the number of additions being made belongs to the order of growth, that is logarithm. So this is the analysis of this particular recursive algorithm. Slightly different way that is tried to be analyzed. Hope you have got it, students. Yes? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Have you all understood? Okay. See, this is very, what do you tell? Not asked frequently, but we cannot predict. It might be asked for your batch. Okay. So be careful when you are dealing the same. One second, I have typed the assignment. I don't know where it has gone. It's lost. This is the assignment. Can you all see? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, x of n is equal to x of n by 3 plus 5. So what assumption will you make here? N equals to students. What assumption will you make here?
3 power k.
Rk. So carefully look to it, how it can be solved. And you have another assignment here. F of n is equal to f of n by 2 plus n. Okay. So you can just try solving it. It's easier, but if you get stuck, you can definitely ask me. You can take a snapshot of this. Anyways, I'll just share, but still. Okay. Thank you, students. You have any doubts, you can ask me. No doubts? Any doubts so that we can wind up? Yes, no? People are busy typing something in the chat box. Yes, no, you will not. That you will not type. No doubts, ma'am. Ranjit. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, students then. What question can we post here? No more questions. I think. Okay, I think almost everything I have just asked. Nothing to post. If you have any doubts, you can just ask me. Make sure you practice it. In your exam, sometimes they ask you to the recurrence relations of various forms. Okay, so where you should know various formulas, some mathematical formulas. So probably I think I'll share in the group some of the mathematical formulas which will help you to arrive at a particular what do you tell, a value. I think if you know sum of n natural numbers, if I ask you 1 plus 2 plus 3 goes on till n, you all know that it is n into n plus 1 by 2, the general equation or general formula. Similarly, when I take sum of square of n numbers, 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square going to n square, you know the formula for that? No? Okay. So such formulas you should keep in your fingertips in order to solve the recurrence relation. So few I will just tell you all, I'll just post it. And few recurrence relation problems also I will give you. Try solving it. Okay. If you find any difficulty, we will just discuss. Okay, ma. Thank you, students. You can